Welcome to this segment of The Wealthy Life. With us today is Mark Shimkovitz, Associate Portfolio Manager at Raymond James. Welcome to the show, Mark.
Thank you so much for having me, Sybil.
I want to talk to you today about helping to ensure Canadians make smart financial decisions when going through periods of transition. What do you see are some of the major trigger points for people?
You know, like so many things in life, it's change. And whether that's, having a baby, getting married, getting divorced, selling a business, or approaching retirement. These are the points in people's lives where they're making major and long-term impactful decisions.
And at that point in time, there are very important financial decisions to be made that shouldn't be taken lightly.
That's correct. And one of the biggest mistakes we see is when clients tend to allow emotions to dictate their financial planning process, because these are very difficult times. They are emotional, and allowing your emotions to guide your process can often lead you off in the wrong direction.
Oh, it sure can, and I'm sure you've had some experience with that. What's a sample mistake that you've seen happen?
I was working with a client who was going through divorce, and her husband was required to cover a significant amount of debt as part of the settlement process. So what he did was he allowed emotions to dictate, and he ended up selling off a big chunk of his RSP. Now, not only did that have a major tax implication to him, but it also hurt him in terms of his retirement plan in the long run. He didn't look at all the options.
So what should he have done differently?
I think the key for a lot of people is to have a process in place. And when clients are working with their advisors, it's absolutely critical that they go through a process of what we call the 3D process, and that's discover, design, and deploy.
Oh, interesting. Tell me a little bit about each.
Yeah, so in the discover step, this is where a client gets to meet with their advisor. They talk about their hopes, their wishes, their dreams, certainly the concerns that keep them up at night, and then also all of the financial implications. And this is really a critical step that sometimes gets missed. And the problem is, by avoiding this step, you sometimes tend to make your decisions based on emotion as opposed to being objective.
So do a good job on the discovery. And then the second step?
That's design. And that's where you put a plan together that makes sense for you, because there certainly is no one-size-fits-all strategy. I'm a skier, okay. And I know when I get to the top of the hill, there's a lot of different runs that I can choose. Mm-hmm. But I always want to make sure that I'm looking at the map and I'm taking the path that's right for me. I like the bumps, but not everybody else does. All the runs will get us to the bottom, but not all runs are suitable for everyone.
Oh, that's a great analogy. Yeah. And the third and final step is?
And that's deploy. And here's where you bring together all of the planning, all of the analysis, and you put the plan in action. You get to see the benefits. And there actually is one final step, and I guess it's not so much a step, it's a revisiting. This really isn't a set it and forget it type thing. This is something where you want to be able to come back, make sure that any changes in life are being addressed and dealt with.
Well, that's great, Mark. I think the most important step is the discovery.
Absolutely.
So contact us and we'll send you a workbook to help jot down your goals and dreams to ensure that you can put a plan in place to achieve them. Mark, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much.